Joining me now is the co-author of this squatters bill in Illinois, State Representative Shawn Ford. Thank you for joining us. Illinois finally taking action here. How bad have things gotten?
Brooke Schaefer, thank you for taking this up. It is bad when you have actual people stealing the properties of landlords and property owners and having no way to, landlords having no way to evict them other than taking them to court as if they're real tenants. It's dangerous for landlords. It's dangerous for the squatters because Illinois is a concealed carry state, and people are using their weapons to get people out of their properties.
Whenever I see these kinds of stories, I always wonder how this even started. I mean, how does this even happen where homeowners are forced to defend themselves against somebody just living on their property?
Yeah, it's easy because what the law allows now until the governor actually signs the bill, it says that if you go into a property, change the locks, you could take possession of that property and you would be considered a legal tenant with legal standing. What the law that we passed in Illinois is doing is taking away the legal standing of a squatter and giving the police the authority to remove them as a trespasser. And that's what this bill will do. And when it's law, police will now be able to, with the owner of the property, with proof, take them away in handcuffs for trespassing.
Without this law, walk us through the process of what an owner would have to do and have to go through to get potentially this stranger out of their home.
It is amazing. An owner would have to, one, they would have to file an eviction, give the squatter, the trespasser, a 5-day notice, and take them to court to have them removed as if they were a legal tenant. This law says if you're not a legal tenant, you could be arrested for trespassing. So it takes away the legal standing of a trespasser, and it puts them in their rightful place as a trespasser and distinguish between the two, a legal tenant and a person that actually steals a person's property. What we've seen in Illinois, people actually change the locks, get utilities in their name, and become a legal tenant in the property, even without the consent of the property owner.
An extremely complicated and I'd imagine expensive process for the homeowner.
We've had people, Brooke, that have had people for 8 to 9 months in their properties, and they can't get them out because they may have children, and the courts are kind to people with children. You don't put them out in winter months in Chicago when there's a certain amount of snow or the temperatures are at a certain temperature. They can't be evicted. And so now tenants have to make sure, landlords and property owners have to make sure that they're very vigilant of their properties and immediately file for trespasser to be removed. It's critical because we have people that have spent thousands and thousands of dollars in eviction court paying lawyers to get a trespasser out. We've had people in Illinois actually pay $10,000 to a trespasser just to get them out of their property so that they can sell it, only to find out after they got them out, gave them the $10,000, it was going to cost them even more money to repair the damages that they found at their property.
Why do you think it's gotten to this point where states like yours now need to step in and bring in new legislation?
Well, I would tell you that you have a lot of slick people out there, and those are not the homeless people. Those are slick people. Homeless people have more dignity than a squatter. Squatters steal from people. They find out how to beat the system. When we work with the homeless population, they go through a process. They sleep in a shelter. They may sleep in the car. They may sleep in a park, in tents, but they're not taking people's properties. These are crooks, criminals that are taking people's properties because they know how to beat the system. But in Illinois, we're changing the law, and we're going to distinguish between a tenant and a trespasser. And we're not only are we going to lock them up, but the property owners are going to get their properties back.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.